Hello, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good morning and afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to tonight's conversation, tonight's live. I hope you guys had a beautiful day. We are glad that you could join. For those that are joining now, and for those that can't join now, that will watch the replay, we want to appreciate everyone that always join us and support what we are doing. Thank you, everyone. Today, we have an interesting topic, as always, to talk about. And what we'll be discussing today is something that affects most homes. A lot of homes are going through these challenges, and we would like to talk about it and give just open the conversation so that people will know what they are actually going through, that it is not something that is so unique to them, that it is something that is happening in other people's homes and something that can be managed. And we'll be looking into how it can be managed. So tonight's topic is some of the financial challenges that we see in relationships. That's what we will be discussing tonight. Please join us, join the conversation and on the comment section, and however you can, let's have the conversation and see how we can help some of us that are going through these challenges or some of the challenges. So, financial challenges, we know that a lot of times in people's lives, there will be a period of time where they will be going through some financial stress, either that something just happened or how they planned things didn't turn out, or maybe there was a misfortune or someone made a very wrong choice or decision. Some of these things are the things that can cause financial stress. And what that means is that it could mean that people are not able to meet their financial needs, and because they are not earning enough or made some bad choices or something. But obviously, they stress out on finances, and these can affect relationships. It can affect the way we relate with each other. It can affect the way couples relate. It can affect the way that families relate with each other. It can also affect the way that friends and colleagues relate. When it comes to money, it's always something that causes a problem if not managed well. We know that. So, all the time, if financial stress is huge on a couple, they will start losing touch with themselves. It will affect intimacy. It will affect even parenting and everything else. And that's why we think it's important that we talk about it. At least some people might find that there are alternative routes of escape from this, but they didn't actually know, even though it's staring them at the face. So, what would you say about financial challenges in relationships? We know it does affect relationships, but what are the practical ones that we can figure out and that are obvious? Some examples of things happening.
Financial challenge is obvious, like you've rightly said. Some of the way it affects people is the practical one I can think on top of my head now is something that has to do with say raising a family and making investments. So let's take it one by one. Raising a family, for example, raising a family. So say if you live in any part of the world you live, money. Without money, no love. No money, no love. No money, no romance. And money, money, money. Who sang that song? Tell me who sang that song. Money, money, money.
I don't know.
In a rich man's house. Na, 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 money, money. Who sang the song? Not Spice Girl, but I remember the guys who sang that song. So, where there is no money, everything goes sour. So let's start by saying, in raising a family, raising a child, say for example, it affects the way a child is raised in the family when it has to do with money. If you do not have, if there's no adequate financial support in a family, children are raised haphazardly. Because, say for example, a child who is not doing so well in the national curriculum in a normal school, if there is money, the parents can afford to make provision for external help to help the child to pick up his grades. But if there are no money, the child has to rely on the state school. Although I'm not saying that the state school are not doing brilliant, they are doing brilliant, but there are some kids who needs additional support. And when that support is not there, in terms of money to pay for extramural class, the child will suffer in education. Raising child becomes very, very difficult because, to be honest, the child may not grow up to grow to the full potential of what he wants to be, he or she wants to become, because there wasn't sufficient money to raise the child up in the way of the Lord. The Bible does say, train up the child in the way he should grow. Training. Part of training is money. It's not only about normal correction, but when you add money to the normal training, it becomes okay. So my first point would be about it causes trouble in upbringing of children.
This one you are linking it to the Bible and training up the child in the way. Is there even anybody, whether you believe the Bible or not, for the sake of harmonious and peaceful living in society, you want your child or your wards to become good citizens and very good people?
I was born and raised by a man of God, and so I know the importance of my dad teach me Bible very well, so I know my Bible well. So that's why part of my comment I do mention Bible when I come to that. Okay, those of you who are apostolic faith, you know, Apo guy, we know they carry last now. You're supposed to know.
Okay, so I would like to look into the area of couples when it comes to intimate relationships, because to be honest, financial challenges, let's just say maybe there is not enough financial resources, or there is two people had a money transaction or something, or there is scarcity of financial resources available. When it is about friends or colleagues, everybody tend to go to their homes after the challenge or after the conversation, or from their home fronts, they will be tackling the problem. But when it becomes people who are intimate or are in love, or let's just say husband and wife, you find that they see themselves, they are there, they talk about it, they fight about it, they do everything, and they are still in the same house, or they are still in the same space. So imagine that. Imagine how it affects them, that they are looking at themselves, they can't afford this, and it's because of this person, is an error or one bad decision that this person made, and they are under the same roof. They will be passing themselves, seeing themselves, even if they decide to handle it in one of the common ways that people do, like stop talking to themselves, engage in cold wars. They are still in their own spaces. They are still in each other's space. And that doesn't make it any better at all. So I will be talking about how it affects intimacy, how it affects bonding, how it affects the transparency, because over time, one of them might start hiding things, trying to either genuinely make up for the errors or something, thinking that things will click and they will prove a point, or they will start living a lie, or a lot of things. And so many, they can involve themselves with other people that other relationships that are not healthy for their own relationships. So these are some of the challenges that we are finding today amongst couples, partners, husbands and wives. And when these arguments are between friends, extended families, you find that it's not so much as heated as it will be when it is husband and wife having the conversation. And I mean, not husbands and wife that are understanding themselves and wanting, initially to make amends. We are talking about those who are maybe scoring points and pointing fingers and wanting to be the right person in the argument. So you will find a very heated argument, which is not good for the relationships. Remember that I said before that these things might be settled, but weeks and days and months that follow are not usually the same. And that's why it needs to be avoided, because you are in the same space from day to day and have a lot of responsibilities together, a lot of things, a lot of commitments. It's bad if there are a lot of frictions and cold wars. So these are some of the things that we will have to learn: how to communicate, how to resolve them, and also having this mindset that we are in it together. If one person had made an error, especially if it's not regular or something that is habitual, then we have all fallen and we need to all get up together. So that's my take on couples and marriages.
Okay. While you were concluding, you did mention Cold War. Cold War. I don't know how that word started becoming Cold War. War is war. I think war is supposed to be good. When it's war, it's war. It means somebody is warring. And when people are warring, does it really mean that that is something is not okay? So I'm not sure why that word Cold War comes from, but I will beg to differ to say whenever there is war, it's war. There's nothing coldness about war, because if it's cold, it's not war. And it's on that war that I'm going to talk about my next point. My next point is something that has to do with war regarding investment and retirement. War for investment and retirement. Everybody, whether you are self-employed or you are working for a company, working for a government, at one point in time, we all like to retire and have a better life. All right. Not long ago, I was going through the staircase. One of my boy did something. He called my name. So I was rushing to go to the staircase to get him. As I was running to go to the staircase, quickly, my leg, boom! I wanted to run, but I couldn't run again on the staircase. So I have to take it slow. And while I was going to the second lap of the staircase, my mind tells me, you think you are young, eh? So now my mind is telling me you should be. It's almost about retirement time. So the staircase that I can comfortably run and jog on it straight up without having any problem is telling me no, you can't do that now, because So talking about retirement, one area I see it coming as a challenge is we want to retire. When it comes to these financial challenges, if there is no enough money set aside for retirement, it brings war, not Cold War, war. There is war when it comes to retirement and investment, because you only invest if you have money. You only retire if there's something you're going to fall back on. Well, that is the area Chichi know more than I do. So if the main problem again is all about when there is no money to retire on. People have to work all their life and to gain more. I was in CWPT not long ago. I saw this very old grandma, and it was helping with, when people go to hospital to take blood, they take your blood. People will come and pick up the things that littered on the floor to keep the place tight. It's not a cleaner, but she's a retired phlebotomist. People that take blood, they're called phlebotomists. This boy can't speak English. Phlebotomist. So out of pity, I asked, I can't hold. I asked the mama, oh, I shouldn't, why, do you want some coffee? She said, no, I'll make it if I want one. I asked her again, what are you doing here today? Oh, I come here every Wednesdays. I'm bored staying at home. So I do this now, and I'm not doing it. White guys, they wouldn't lie for you. I'm not doing it just for the money, but I still have some mortgage that's still not paid yet. She's very old woman. And I'm thinking, this money that this mama is working to pay that mortgage, how many years does this man? I'm not God, but I don't think that man will live the next 10 years. How many years does this man have to work hard to come out and work in this cold? It's winter. So now it tells me that somebody didn't plan well, and that's why this mama has to work at this very old age to pay up some mortgage. And these are the challenges that it stems in relationship when it comes to retirement, investment, and old age, better life.
Exactly the point. This is actually one of, so let's put it this way, that financial planning and setting of goals, meeting them, and some of the projects that people might carry, it could be that it is together, they are planning it together. It's not individual financial goals, but while they have set up this goal, you remember one of the episodes we talked about the man that the money they were keeping aside for to buy a property, he started dipping hand into it to make the same household expenses, but the wife wasn't aware. So those are some of the challenges. Now, you may be wondering, is that a financial problem or a relational problem? And this is why we talk about the intersection between relationship and money, because they are interlinked. As other people might be looking at it and thinking, oh, they have a financial problem. We don't think so. They don't actually have a financial problem. Rather, they have a relational problem. If they had talked, if they had communicated, if they had regarded each other, if they had, paid attention to the commitment and to the agreement that they had, which boils down to mutual respect and all of those things, then there wouldn't have been, yes, they may have spent that money. They may still go ahead and buy the things they needed in the house. And for all you care, the money would have also maybe come out from the same pot for buying the house, but it will not cause a problem. Why? Because they are both in agreement that will happen. So when you neglect one person, one party neglecting the other, those are the things that magnify problems, and it will look like is this problem or the other one, when in the actual sense it is them having relational problems. But we find these challenges in relationships. Somebody wants to retire at 60, and another person is making it very difficult for them to retire at 60, because as they keep moving forward, someone is busy dragging them backwards. So somebody may think, well, it's time for us to move into our own house, and someone is spending the money behind the scene or making a fuss that it has to be spent on something that is not aligning to that goal at all, and disagreeing on that. So those are some of the practical examples that we can talk about that is causing that is amplifying itself and manifesting as financial problems when they are actually relational problems. So when you are experiencing some of these challenges, what should you do? Maybe we'll be talking about them as we go along. What should we do if, let's say, for instance, somebody is saying, well, we have to keep investing into this portfolio, because I really don't want to work after I'm 60 years old. I want to retire. And if we keep commitment, if we keep to this commitment of being consistent and regular with this investment, is going to get us there. We project that it will get us there. And someone is saying, okay, it's a good idea. Let's go on and do that. And from month to month, or every 3 weeks, every 3 months, or every 6 months, he is behind the scene, dipping hand into that money and solving one problem or the other, thereby taking them behind. Maybe from 60, it will now become 65, and someone is very unhappy about that. What should someone do in that scenario?
What we should do. So your question is, from your word, is amplify. Somebody's amplifying the problem. Amplifier, you thought it's a Bible translation. What is it? Hang on, I think Richmond don't want over Richmond is watching. Say what, bring Richmond on camera. Let's see if Richmond can come on camera. Bring Abakulo, someone know you have to talk now. I'm bringing you on camera. Richmond, the Barbie is watching. Bring on camera. Let's see. Ask Richmond to join the live broadcast. If they accept, they will join. Okay, I will add Richmond. Richmond, I've added you. See if you can talk. He couldn't add due to technical issue. Who else is there? Only Igwe is watching. Bring them on camera. Let me see if I can bring up Igwe. Ask only Igwe to join the live. If they accept, they will join on video or with audio only. Your audience is set to public, so anyone can. Okay, add only. Let's see. I've added only Igwe. See if Igwe can join now. Which one then our boss? As Marcusana and I'm going to Marcusana, but Marcusana, who will I report you to? All right. So Chichi is saying if somebody's Kalabandas is, I don't know why I like to speak Igbo, but Kalabandas is to take the back of the clock back. Yeah. So it's
the hand of the clock.
The back of the clock back.
Take the hand of the clock back.
I want to take the back of the clock. I don't want the hand of the clock. What am I doing with the hand of the clock?
Okay.
Back of the clock is better than the hand.
Okay. Just dragging somebody backwards is what you mean.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So we are Kalabandas.
Yes.
Okay. So somebody's amplifying the whole matter, making it worse. So what you would do? Call up punish now. What else can you do? Then maybe they don't want to work because they need to reset their brain to know that it's important that you don't drag us.
How do you reset their brain?
Resetting brain will be best way would be for them to come for therapy. Come for coaching sections.
What if they say they are not going?
If they're not going to,
has that solved the problem?
The problem hasn't been solved. Maybe if they're obviously they are partners, right? If one is not going, the other one will go for the therapy, for the counseling coaching section. That way, you still impact on them. Unless if after going, you come back and say, "This is what I've learned. Let's try this." The person says, "No, I'm not interested." So that is the question. I wouldn't know whether you would say to the person, maybe doesn't want. Maybe the other person start investing on their own alone, or I wouldn't know what the answer would be until when the two scenarios are right in front of me. Then I can tell. Oh, I remember that song I was saying, "Money, money, money." The singer is Abba. Abba. Is the rich man's word is Abba? Can't remember my songs. Okay. Did I digress? Did I?
Yes, and you always do that.
Okay.
Yes.
Digress.
So
sorry for digressing. I think I didn't remember the question you asked me, so I opened my mouth and started talking. Did I answer the question?
I don't know. Did you answer the question?
Richmond, did I answer the question?
No, did you answer the question?
Okay, I think I did.
Do you think you answered it?
Only you go say no audio. I don't know what I mean by no audio.
Did you think you have answered the question? Let's move on.
What question did you ask me? Come again. Pardon?
These challenges, when it is happening between couples, what should them do? Obviously, a lot of times disagreement means that two people are going two separate ways or facing opposite directions. So this one thinks they are right, this one thinks they are right. So there will always be an excuse. What should they do? I gave a scenario so that we can use it as an example.
Oluchi said the audio is not on. Let's put the audio. Oluchi, can you hear now? Is the audio on now? I've turned on the audio. I think you should be able to hear now. Taja, I don't know what Taja can hear, but Oluchi is not understanding.
Okay, so we are sorry about the digressions, but we are here today talking about some of the challenges, financial challenges that relationships are facing today. And it's not in one house. A lot of homes are experiencing financial stress, which is causing a lot of challenges in their relationships. And as you know, we always try to talk about the intersection between relationship and finances and money, because we know that one do affect the other and vice versa. And so today we are trying to talk about the financial challenges that we see in relationships. Some of the most challenging ones are the ones we are talking about. And as you can tell, we are already talking about when one person says we are going to the right and another person says maybe they agreed that we are going there, and behind the scene they are going to the left. So the scenario we are working with today is they have decided that they are going to retire at 60, or one of them has said, I would really like to stop working at this time. And these are some of the things that can make me do that. Or they have sought advice and they have been told that if you invest here and put money here, this percentage regularly at these intervals, you are going to actually, is projected that you will get there. And they both agreed and they are working towards it. And suddenly 60 becomes 65. Why? Because somebody had made a very bad choice or decision that is now affecting the other person. Obviously, the offended will be very upset, but they are married in a relationship. What should be the solution to this matter? That's what we have been talking about.
Yes, the solution to matter is somebody need to go and find a coaching section to help out, because that's the only way to help this, most of the ways to help these things out. But I beg to differ. You did say something that we decided we're going to go to the right, and we started going to the right. All of a sudden, the next person started going to the left. What's the problem? He's not static. He's going. Going is going. Whether it's going to the right or going to the left, he's going. So it's not static. So as long as they are moving, one popular psychologist did say, there's nothing wrong about movement as long as you're not static. So if he's going to the left, if you are going to the left, now go to the left. You go left.
Why are you always playing
no,
about
you go to the left.
things?
You go to the left. We are, and I'm going right.
It's not about
the
going.
Most important thing is that somebody is going. Whether
no,
it's going left
he is
or right,
not going, because he's
moved.
not okay. He's not walking towards the goal.
The goal.
He is taking the goal backwards.
Which goal? Goal post.
The goal is that somebody is going to, or both of them are going to retire at 60.
Mm-hmm.
And they have 5 years, 10 years to make that happen, to achieve that goal. And it's achievable. They have gotten all they need to achieve it. But somebody is making a decision behind the other that is dragging them backwards.
Oh, is that what you mean by going to the left and going to the right?
Okay, so that is not good for relationships.
Okay, I get.
And it should not happen.
Okay.
But we are talking about, if it has happened, what should the party that is offended do? And even the party that is offending, there has to be something to do for them to come out of that situation. Is it going to be the end of that relationship, or can they work on it? And how can they work on it?
Everything is workable, to be honest. Whether they decided to go to the left when they agreed to go to the right, like I rightly understand what you meant. Now I thought it's about moving them geographical way. Now I understand what you mean. It's a goal. So next time, call it goal.
Okay.
Stop using going left, going right, because my own brain is not as sharp as people's brain.
No
I understand
problem.
it straight. So if somebody has agreed to, we have an arrangement that we go to we meet a particular goal, a target, and somebody deviates from it, then it's simply that is to say the person doesn't accept that goal we agreed on.
But they said they are okay with it.
Yeah, but for some reason they deviated.
Or maybe they started and then along the line they went the other way.
Yeah, most things can be captured out in the coaching section. We need to find out exactly what happened, why the sudden change of mind from the original plan. why did you change mind? And if you decide to change mind, did you communicate the reason you changing mind? And if it was communicated, was it accepted? And maybe they need to reevaluate what happens, why the change of mind. But the goal, which is to have let's say the instance I used was for retirement. Say they want to make a plan for their retirement, and nobody wouldn't want to retire cool, retire relax, right? So if somebody decided to do the opposite, it means maybe they don't want to retire relax or retire cool. They want to retire in crisis, which is not what we are praying for. It then means to bring the person back down to the, I don't like to use the word drawing board, but I don't know how to say it in English.
Well, that's what many people understand, so you might as well use it. Yes.
This one, do you understand drawing board? Is that the type one we use?
Okay, it's coming back to basis.
Okay,
coming back to the original
plan.
Why
don't want me to talk to Richmond? This one is saying
I didn't say don't talk to him, but we have limited time.
Okay.
To have this conversation, okay. Please.
So somebody didn't come back to basis. So it will be to bring them back to basis to say, do you know what? We really need to sort this out. Let's come back to basis. I hope you understand the main reason why we started this.
Yeah.
Re-emphasize that again. Probably the second time they will understand it again and not pull out as the game continues, but it might be a need to remind them the reason why we embark on that particular goal, and that would be something I would like to do.
So it all boils down to communication.
Yes.
If it is not present in your relationship, no matter how fast you think you're going or how successful you think you're going, that is just a mirage. Because without communication, you can't understand yourself. Remember that a lot of times you didn't know yourself from anywhere. So there is a learning point. There is a learning curve. You have to make sure you understand the person. You have to call the person for a meeting in this scenario that we are using to find out at least why they decided to go a different direction. Because they will give you a reason, whether it is a good reason or not. But that's the place to start, rather than making trouble out of it. Sometimes it may become that there is something they are dealing with that is causing it. And if you talk from now till tomorrow without sorting that problem, you won't get anywhere. Yes. Even if they agree again and re-agree and keep re-agreeing, they will keep messing up that plan. So the best thing is to talk. And if you are then unable to resolve it, that's when some people think of going to look for help, which is not what it should be. But if it gets to the point where you thought you can handle it, but you are not handling it, then it's time to seek for help, because the important thing is to resolve the problem. And as we are talking about this, to be honest, my heart is going out to people who are not already married, or those that are planning to get married. And I'm wondering the kind of conversations that they are having while in courtship or dating. Are they having money conversations? Are they talking about what they would like when they would like to retire?
That might be a topic for next
time. Are they talking about how many children they can afford to have? Are they talking about where they will want to live and what it costs to live there? Are they talking of their lifestyle, the lifestyle they would want when they are married, whether they want to continue with the lifestyle they have now, or whether the other person will have to catch up with their lifestyle, or they will have to go down to another person's lifestyle? What are they talking about? Are they making plans, setting out goals, financial goals, and thinking of how much would we want to be earning in the next 5 years? Because we have this and this to accomplish in the next 5 years, should we get married? I'm wondering if they're having, because, this scenario we are painting now, it wouldn't have happened in most cases if money conversations had been had pre-marriage. It may not happen. And so it's important that if you are planning to get married, or you are not married yet, that you take these conversations to board and start thinking of the conversations you will have before you enter into marriage, so that everybody is aware of where they are and how they can work towards that purpose that you are coming together to fulfill. It's very important. But for married couple, we will say that if you are finding yourself in a situation where you are being stressed out because of money matters, or you are having issues with each other because of money, the starting point is to talk about it. If there is no understanding and resolving it, seek help. If somebody says they are not attending to get help, you that is willing, go and find help. And that's the beginning. Another thing I think that conversation that could be had is what is making them go backwards from the original plan. You might find that it is mindset problem. It may be how they think and relate with money. And you can start working on it, because a lot of people don't know what money is and what it is used for and how they can handle money. Some people don't know how to manage money. And for some people, money should be spent and none remaining.
Yes.
So you have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
you have
Money
to
flow.
find out, is it the person that said because it's not enough, let's finish it? Okay, so you have to find out what is driving that negative energy they are bringing, and what is making you upset. Why are they doing it? So those are some of the things that you can start doing as remedy, because every problem can be remedied and can be sorted, especially if one out of the two is willing to resolve it. So,
Right. In closing, because we plan to make today 130 minutes, you are over 37 minutes now. You're late. Taja, nice to see you on board today again, Taja. A super duper Taja.
welcome, Tanja. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Richmond.
And
thank Ole.
Oluchi is here, Richmond, and everyone. We won't be mentioning everybody's name. Please, thank you, thank you. We just know that we do appreciate you greatly, and we appreciate that you always join us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we will extend this conversation because we didn't share some other of the challenges that we have picked up. We just talked about one or two, and we can talk about the rest
later,
another time.
Another time.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you have anyone, if you have any of these challenges, experience, or other people's experience that you know, or some stories that you can share, real stories, we would like to hear about it. You can tell us at the comments, or you can hop in live when we come in, request to join, and we will let you in to share one of two things. All we are doing is making sure that our audience are learning, relearning, and learning, so that they can do things differently to have the results that they desire.
In subsequent time, I've written a topic we'll talk about, and I'll give, if you want to watch, if you want to be keen to listen to that, it is, what do people really talk when they are dating? That's a topic we'll talk about maybe next week or a week after. Keep watching, and you'll be interested to hear what people do talk when they're dating, and including this person.
How are you? What did you have?
I will
you
tell
eaten?
you what I will tell you what I was.
How
what
are
I
you?
was
Have you
cooing,
eaten? Where are
what
you?
I was cooing.
What are you wearing?
Okay, now she have reminded us that we should seek for help when it's time to get help. But I must say this to you: if you are going to look for help in any area that you're having challenges on, please make sure you speak to a professional on that particular area you are looking for help. There is no point getting help from people who are non-professional. Don't get me wrong, some family members may have an idea or by experience, but there's nothing like a professional who has both the personal experience and the educational experience to guide you on particular area. Apart from relationship coaching, psychotherapy, or other things that you are looking for in general, whilst looking for help, please speak to a professional on those areas. Another thing we'll discuss next time is I will tell you what I hear people talk, what they say, where they get their advice from. You'll be shocked to hear where many people get their advice from. And when it boomerang, they now come back to us. But that will be another topic. So I've given you 2 topics now that will keep you glued to us.
But you're not saying that someone can take advice from or anybody other than just professionals.
Oh, no, you could.
So you can, but you have to make sure that they've been there, done that, and that they can show you what they have done to come out. And that is if the circumstances are the same or closely related. If it is not, then they may not be the right person to advise you or guide you out of that situation. Just make sure you are not taking random advice and soliciting for advice here and there, because what you want is to get results. So we will have to go, and thank you, Tasha. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone. Until next Thursday, please do join us next Thursday. We really do appreciate it. And good night, everyone. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Tasha. We'll check your comments. Bye. Oh.
I'm not there.
Okay.
Finish here.
All right.
Yeah.
Has it stopped? Oh,
It hasn't.
I think it's stopped.
41. Okay. I was thinking about I may leave. Or from that place to now.